Sunday night in Thunder Bay and the Scotties. And the first Sunday of every Scotties is all about the Sandra Schmirler Foundation and support for neonatal care across Canada. The Rock Stars are storming through the competition in Thunder Bay. 2 games, 2 lopsided wins, including a 7-under earlier today. Laurie St. George and her squad are on top in Pool B. Can they continue to dominate? After a loss in their first game, Ontario needed to get into the win column, and they did just that. An 8-7 win this morning. Can Danielle Inglis put together a winning streak? Ontario against Quebec. It's next. They've been playing for the Canadian Women's Curling Championship since 1961, and this is the 4th time that Thunder Bay has hosted the Scotties Championship, and it's all here at Fort William Gardens. Earlier this afternoon, it was all about the teams in Group A, and that included Team Canada, Rachel Homan, against Alberta, Kayla Skurlik. Both teams coming in with 2 straight wins. But look what she can do. When she's threatened, you make shots like this to get yourself out of trouble, as she would go on to the win to remain the only undefeated team in the group. The final there was 9-7. Northern Ontario, the team right here in Thunder Bay, Krista McCarville, dropped her first 2, and now she's on the ice against Selena Sturmey. Look what she's facing here in the 9th. And look what she did. She pulled the string, and that resulted in a big steal of 4. And so Northern Ontario and McCarville, they are now winless. 10-6 the final there. So 2 other scores to tell you about went an extra. And Corinne Brown is your winner, handing Saskatchewan their first loss. And it was 3-10 for Melissa Adams to beat Nunavut. So there are your standings. As mentioned, Homan, only undefeated team in Pool A. And surprisingly, Northern Ontario McCarville still winless. Our focus now is on Pool B. And on this Sunday night, we do say hello, Canada. Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Scotties. It's day 3. Joe's here. Russ is here. We'll hear from Kathy momentarily. Our feature tonight is Ontario against Quebec. And the Ontario team of Danielle Inglis that comes out of Ottawa really needs a complete game. She's 1-1.
Yeah, it's hard to explain. They just seemed to start great both times, and then just pause button. They had Nova Scotia on the run, give up a crazy 3 out of nowhere in the 9th end, cost them that game. 4 up against Newfoundland. That's a pretty impressive start. She had to make her last shot here, Danielle, to win the game. Nearly coughed up 0-2 record here. They have to have some more intensity throughout the 10 ends.
Quebec, on the other hand, has won their first 2, and St. George, the skip, says this is the best, the very best team that she's ever had.
Yeah, a couple changes led her there, Vic. Last year she brought on Jamie Sinclair, a skip in her own right, played for the States for years. This year she's got Lisa Weigel on board, who is so strong at setting up those ends and such a calming influence. Laurie St. George loves to play aggressively. She finally has the team to back her up.
So it is Ontario against Quebec. That's our feature. Also, remember, please, it is Sandra Schmirler Day. We hope you will call in support of neonatal care across Canada.
Love playing Laurie. She's so much fun to play against as a competitor, but she's also very tough, and she knows how to make shots. That'll be a game that we're going to have to really up our game for.
Such a fun team to play against. I love them. Their momentum is just going to bring them strong at the Scotties right now. And we're just going to focus on our team, but they're going to keep us on our toes here.
The 2025 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Scotties, Canada's #1 facial tissue brand. By Home Hardware, here's how. By PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
It's all about B on the bingo card. Pool B tonight, and only team not on the ice, Carrie Galusha and her team from Yellowknife, winless in 2. With the other games, here's Cal.
Well, all 3 sheets feature Manitoba teams, and the first one will be Kate Cameron, who will be angry after getting thumped this morning, takes on Brooke Gothland from Newfoundland Labrador, trying to rebound. Caitlin Laws, 1-1, was not very good in the first game, but was very good this morning. She will need to be that Caitlin Laws as she fights off a black team from Nova Scotia, just trying to recover from an 8th end that they gave up a bunch of points earlier today. And finally, Carrie Anderson, who had a bye, has been off so much in this Scotties. She will take on Bailey Scoff, and that was the big winner this morning.
Time to meet the teams now. It's brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. Team Ontario. They hail from the Ottawa Hunt and Golf Club, skipped by Danielle Inglis and backed up by Cassandra DeGroot, Calissa Daly, and Kira Brunton. The Quebec champions are from the Glenmore Curling Club just outside of Montreal, and the Laval Club in Laval, Quebec, skipped by Laurie St. George, with Lisa Weigel, Emily Riley, and Jamie Sinclair backing her up. Quebec has won the draw to the button, and so they will have last rock. They will have the hammer, and as you can see by the numbers, they won it easily. So they will have the last rock playing the Yellowstones. Ontario the red. You see that the skipper, Danielle Inglis, is out, has the brush down, and ready to get it underway on this Sunday night of Sandra Schmerler Day. And the Ontario lead is Cassandra DeGroot.
Quebec also has the momentum. They've looked really, really sharp in 2 games. Ontario not. If you look at the standings coming into this, Ontario would be a slight favorite, but I don't think so the way Quebec started.
You see lots of teams still trying to sort out the ice a little bit, and here this Quebec team has set a record in their first game and tied a record in their 7th with all the steals, the first one and then the 7-ender this morning.
You got it. Just control. Clean it. Control. Easy, Jamie. Easy. Whoa. Easy.
All of those, of course, playing with Rachel Holman.
Wow. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Good shot, please. 10-2. Okay.
All right, keys to the game. Let's start with Team Ontario.
Well, for 10 ends, what I mean by that, with the 5 rock rule, the no tick rule, a bit of curl, a bit of trickiness, the team that's ahead has to earn it. They have to keep going after your opponent. You can't let back 5 yards and give up a couple of touchdowns. You know, you really have to stay sharp. Killer instinct is what, if I was coaching this Ontario team, once you're ahead, go for the kill.
Kira. All right.
Up and down the sheet here in the first. The keys now for Quebec.
Yeah, for this team, Quebec, they have some wiggle room. Lisa has been playing outstanding. She had a great year with mixed doubles. Utilize that strength at lead to set up your ends. We're seeing that with the delayed corner right now. And mind the mojo. I talked to Lori before this event. She says her team has very good mojo, great team dynamics. She's such an energetic, enthusiastic person. That really matters to her, how that team is supporting her.
Keys to the game are brought to you by Scotties Facial Tissue. Unleash the Scotties. Yes, take a bow, Russ. Take a bow. That was yours. Wiggle room. Yes,
Thanks,
we acknowledge that you came up
Joanne
with
wasn't going to acknowledge
wiggle
it, so-
room. That was yours. Yes.
You can't tell the teacher someone else did your homework.
Good point. Yeah, I got through public school that way.
Yeah.
Commentators curse there, though. A hogged corner guard from Lisa. Sometimes you see that practice. Everything goes around the edges. Trying to get that last stone draw speed sorted out and keened up, and just fresh down the middle, and you see the hogged rock.
We're not there. Yep. We're not there. We're just even.
Vic was saying when he's down for the interviews that the ice making crew was building the box for the rocks to run the rocks before the game starts, just to loosen the pebble up a bit. But I don't think they had it out in time, so it's just a sharp pebble, isn't it? And it's you got to be really careful. It could go from 13 seconds to 15 and a half in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and we've seen that almost every game. If a path gets used 2-3 times, the speed becomes really nice.
Little quiet. Little down. Wow. Easy. Little Okay. Thought I'd be a little bit easy early.
You got it. Just control.
Whoa.
Calissa Daly,
Go, Cass.
former two-time Ontario junior champion.
Hard. Good job. 11. Okay.
Watch that weight as it goes through the screen. It's just that control weight, like a heavy bumper. Beautiful. Once the ice is calmed down, you got the pebbles worn down a bit. That's just a wonderful weight to throw.
Okay.
We've seen hits, any kind of outward motion runs really straight, so keeping that weight down, you won't see it fall.
No.
Emily Riley
Yep. 11.
played her Quebec women's career with
Quiet, board.
Saint Georges. Through the third stones, I believe, at one point in time.
Hard.
You gotta go on this. Keep going. Okay.
11-8.
Now familiar 5-rock rule, 10 ends, 38 minutes of thinking time, just one 60-second timeout, and of course the no-tick rule. Put that center line guard on the guard on the center line, and you can't remove it until the sixth stone of play.
Hair big.
Time they got on that last one for Quebec was 11-8, and it didn't knock the rock through the rings down that fresh stuff in the middle. Keep an eye on that.
Laurentian University, Sudbury, I believe.
Okay.
Mistaken.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Control. You got it.
Find now so many universities have satellite campuses elsewhere. For example, Lakehead University has a satellite campus in Orillia.
Hair down.
Really?
Yes.
Yep. Weight's good.
A lot of environmental studies done there.
Weight's good. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Il y a un spot où ça cote en s'il vous plaît. Là.
Moi, c'est vraiment dans. Same weight.
Danielle avait 10.
Okay.
Mais, yeah. Oh, wait, here.
Yeah. Same weight. Same. You got it.
I mean, it doesn't look pretty right now for Quebec. They do have last rock. It's all about looking at, okay, as long as we have a shot, Jack, right?
Yeah, and the bright side is there's no guards in play here, so the force is definitely on. Which is frustrating for a team that works so hard to get hammer, but it could be worse. There's been a hogged rock and essentially a flash, so they'll take this. The button's open.
Might try to roll behind that top red here.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
It's a good throw.
It's their third crack at this.
8 times a USA champion is Jamie Sinclair in 17 and 19. But her, with the dual citizenship, comes from the Ottawa area. In fact, from Chicoutimi. So originally played with Rachel Holman at a Canada Winter Games way back when you and I were much younger.
Had a girl, nice shot.
06, Vic?
07, actually.
07?
Yeah.
She's screaming about high pitch.
I went to school on her first one. Can't give a top player the same shot twice, and no mistake there.
Boy, you know, with that fresh pebble, and it's only your second shot you've thrown, and what a beautiful roll. Not only is the run back tricky, but there is a small chance you could jam it on the back one, too.
Yeah, that's a key. I mean, listen, if you get that last rock and you can put 2 on the board with the hammer, it's all about. And then you look for numbers in and around. Anything above 50 is really good.
Little bit.
50%. Yeah, there was a Canadian and World Championship with Mike Anderson. Mixed win. Got it, sure do. So that's a nice sharp start compared to Quebec.
Very nice. Good throw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to force something?
Okay.
Is there something you can do here, Russ, to maybe make it a little more difficult?
Yeah, you can try to get partly around that thing, or maybe even freeze to the back one because you're forced. You're not blanking, so you might as well get forced to 2. Try to get around. Maybe go behind the tee line in this case to get enough curl.
I think just to create some separation, because Danielle just threw this spot, you don't want to leave them too close. You want to make this as hard as possible. Behind the tee line, she may be tempted to freeze, and you could get an error. If she happens to make the freeze, you've got the whole 8-foot for your 1.
And even if she makes the freeze, you're only drawing against 1. You leave this wide open, you're hitting against 4.
You got it.
And she won that Canadian mixed with her partner Felix Asselin. And we'll see Felix, and he's the Quebec champion this year. We'll see him at the Montana's Briar in Kelowna.
Got a curl. Got a curl.
We're light.
Stop it. Yep.
Line's not bad. I just don't think they've got the depth.
Yep. Sweet. Good weight. What'd you get? 14.6. Okay.
I'd like to stick around too. I just think it's
super
easier
gradual.
to down for firm.
Okay.
I'm thinking
Shouldn't be crazy.
Agreed.
Yeah. C'est un guess,
Trop de
là.
glace, ouais.
Yeah.
J'avais 14-6.
Ça a pris du temps, puis elle cote pas en débile non plus.
Non. Just
T'avais
took
quoi,
its time in that
14
spot.
quoi? 6. Wow.
Now, Jamie is fully bilingual.
Wow.
So, yeah.
I was talking to Lori about this,
Ah ouais, on aurait dit que j'ai lancé Aquate, mais c'était pas.
and she's saying it's quite the luxury to be able to speak her first language with Jamie. You don't have to think in English to talk through strategy. She can just remove that extra thing.
That's,
Oh, look out.
wow. Can you imagine that? What did I just say? Had a sharp first end.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at that. One mistake.
Crazy.
We want to use the same path, ou on prend un good path.
I'd love to throw the same shot for a couple of reasons. You certainly got to, the brushers know exactly what it's going to do, and it really matches your rocks.
Same kick, everything, same everything.
One stone, and you're going to
Same, we swept that most of
probably give up 2 points.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything else is a bit of a guess.
Sometimes in that
You can throw
pregame
the
practice,
same
you throw the same spot so many times, it keens it up, and you don't see the tendencies in a rock. But to be able to throw a fresh line now, it kind of is that extra assurance for Lori.
We've talked about this many times, I know, because of the draw to the button, everything played to the middle. But you go back to those old days, you know, when Napoleon was a private. You basically played the entire sheet, right, in a practice.
Yeah.
You got all the
Yes.
up and down.
Same thing. I'm good. And I think it's
Yeah, there's a lot more slow areas now where we're just racing to the button for hammer.
So you get passes that aren't even seen.
Top 8. Beats the 8, guys. Yeah, we're there.
Don't want to miss this opportunity. This is a late gift.
Good.
There you go. Wow.
Nice sweep.
And Ontario and Inglis have to be just kicking themselves.
Had the exact same kick, exact same release.
Quebec opens with a couple on this Sandra Schmerler day. We hope you will call, all in support of neonatal care in Canada. Now the familiar face of Lisa Weigel. So nice to see her back in the women's game. We're doing a lot of coaching now as she plays the lead and throws the lead stones for Laurie St. George. Welcome back on this Sunday night. And what a unexpected deuce that was for Laurie St. George and Quebec. As Inglis misses with her last, crashes, allows the draw for 2. So it is Inglis with last rock. She has the hammer here in the second, playing the red stone.
I think Quebec deserves a lot of credit too. By Laurie didn't quite bury hers, but it turns out it was good enough, and it was right in the tee line with a bit of an educated guess and that inside out path.
Yep. Really fresh path. Yep. Switch. Go. Yep. Get it. Get it over. Go.
That kind of blocks off the out-turn path, doesn't it? That's why they were switching and trying to keep it alive.
I think I can throw a
Where would you like that, Jen? Where were you trying to put them? Like
Trying to guard kind of the outer third of the 8-foot.
Yeah.
And even that,
Edge of 8.
Yeah, just a little bit more curl, but more closer to the rings, and you're not blocking the draw line.
Yeah, so at least a 2 or 2.5.
Yeah, close to a 3.
Halfway tight.
Can't be too tight when the conditions are a bit straighter, unless if you want to be super tight and play the top. Have to leave a bit of space for it to curl.
Good shot, Em. Nice.
Well judged. Didn't want it in.
I think I like the center. Top 8. Just easy early. Top 8
What do you
there.
guys like? I like our corner, but
I don't hate the corner.
2 choices. Go around the center,
Okay.
go around the corner.
I think it's there.
yeah.
Corner makes a bit more sense in my opinion. First of all, it's easier. It's got a little more room and it drags the play to the side.
Melissa Daly.
4. Easy line. Well, lead. T. Back 4. Kira, gotta go.
It's got to get off the yellow one here.
Back 8. Hard. Okay.
And will not, as we play here on this Sunday night on Sanders Schmerler Day.
There was already 5 off.
In medicine, things are always changing, and there's always, you know, the new and next best piece of equipment. And even in the 5 years that I've been a nurse, I have been able to see firsthand just the effects and evolution of medicine, and being able to have those new pieces of equipment and diagnostic equipment as well really does go a long way and helps our teams and our physicians not only diagnose but help treat those kids a lot sooner.
And Selena Sturmey, we will see tomorrow morning. It'll be the feature game for Brian and Kathy, as it's all Alberta when they play Kayla Skurlik. Isn't she at the same hospital as you?
She is, but she's actually with the Stollery. She works in pediatrics, which is something I could never handle. That's a really special breed of nurse. I'm surprised. I've never ran into her. I'm always in the coffee line, so it's kind of crazy.
No. Okay, I'm okay. Yeah. Roll. Normal.
And there is the Skurlik team taking calls, so if you phone in, and we hope you will, you might get a chance to talk with the team from Calgary. Coming off a loss earlier today, Rachel Holman. But look at this, still taking time out to speak to all of you, and then back on the ice tomorrow against Selena Sturmey, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. That'll be the feature game, all Alberta, for Kathy and Brian.
Okay. Okay. What did it feel like? Right around
similar,
here.
Yeah, 55
I
maybe.
think we've had a couple rocks
Here,
down
this
here
is
now.
slow speed, like shootout.
Yeah, you got it.
You got it.
So as you were saying earlier, you get this benefit, as I said, that St. George considers this the best team she's ever had. And one part of it is this. They, as we see with Jill Brothers too, right? With in Nova Scotia now. That ability, that skipping ability coming in takes a little bit of pressure off St. George. She knows what she wants to do. She's a bit of a sounding board as well, and they can work it out together.
Yeah, and Lori was saying she really appreciates how Jamie knows exactly what she's going through. And for Jamie's second season in that new position, you can see it paying off, and her ability to make the shots. It's totally different. Holding the broom, calling the shots, and now sweeping, communicating, and not being able to see the end the same way. It's a huge adjustment to move from skip to third.
Je pense qu'il y a comme un spot où est-ce que ça y va un peu plus.
Come down and just go at the end. Because I mean, at the end, if that happens, that's fine. You got it.
Love to try to get underneath the situation out front. I'm just not sure if it'll finish enough with any kind of tap weight.
No, it's not enough depth, I don't think.
Kira Brunton throwing the third stones for Ontario.
Very readable delivery that just comes right at the skip's broom.
Whoa. Back line. Clean. Just back line. Calissa. Hard. Really
Just
hard.
back line.
Really hard. Hard. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Go. Okay. Okay. Punch it through. Yeah. Board.
Okay. Bumper.
You got it, Jamie.
You got it.
All right, Kathy, let's start our updates. Manitoba, Caitlin Laws against Nova Scotia, Christina Black, and they're both coming in at 1-1.
Well, and lots of pressure put on by the Nova Scotia team in this end. Caitlin faced 3 on her first, but Christina rolled out on her last one. But it is 2 that Caitlin faces, looking for a draw. Does need full 8-foot.
Caitlin Laws out of the Heather Curling Club in Winnipeg, qualified as the number 2 seed coming out of the team ranking system. Carrie Anderson was number 1. And number 3 was Selena Sturmey. Ooh. Wow. That could have been trouble. But she'll drag it to the back 4 for the single. And an early lead on Christina Black.
Control.
Whoa. Close, Cass.
Maybe a little big.
Cass.
10-2.
Hard. Oh. Hard. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. A little roll.
No.
Whoa. Hard.
And a bigger roll than they wanted.
They hit it roughly where they thought they had to, but halfway down they yelled heavy, and that's why it rolled so far.
Good.
All right, here's Anderson, number 1 qualifier out of the CTRS, against the young skip Bailey Scoffin from Whitehorse, who picked up a win earlier today.
Well, Bailey hit and rolled out, facing 2 on her final stone, and that is why Carrie has the opportunity for 2. Needs to be full 8, almost biting the 4-foot to get that 2.
Yeah, even more than that.
I think they're both good. Whatever you're feeling.
Scoffin scored a 3 in the 10th to beat
Whichever you feel.
Black and Nova Scotia earlier today, and that's the draw for 2.
I say go for it.
Okay.
Like, I like this. Yeah. Okay, you got it. So probably 65, like a hair more than her shootout.
Ontario managed to hang on for shot rock there, but we did talk briefly about hitting that rock and staying. It's just, you know, that Ontario is then going to come around the guard, so they're going to go there first.
I like it. Let's go for it.
You've got your draw weight.
Yeah, if you make it good, you're looking at a steal.
You can throw 65.
Okay. So this is like a broom head less than Jamie's?
Yeah.
Je vais vous donner sweepable weight.
You got it. Big ad?
Yeah.
I got a big ad on that.
Skip
They
stones.
probably heard, like,
And a little extra, you heard Emily Riley saying a big ad.
Play Jamie guard.
Light now, isn't that interesting? So you have to explain to me. Maybe a little overlap here. That presents some problems too. Now they can't run anything back.
Certainly does.
You hear an ad, which to my mind would be, well, they've given it a little push, and then you come up light. What's contradictory?
I thought you let it
Didn't
go
somebody
early.
say she gave an ad?
Yeah, I'm just eavesdropping here,
To me, it
Vic.
was bad light.
Non. Je trouvais que j'étais proche. J'aurais pas pensé que je serais arrivée guard.
Okay, so we'll just give you a little more then.
Yeah.
So that, or maybe the rock.
Yeah.
So she was saying she thought she was close out of her hand, and when you have a slow slide, sometimes as the thrower you can add a bit of speed with a big release. So they thought light out of her hand, but they saw the ad, and then sometimes it can run a little faster.
I think we could probably get a 15 there. Like
They swept that the entire way to a tight guard, so that would have been a halfway guard out of her hand. That's when you got to start asking: is it the path? Did we make a bad guess? But they saw it on Jamie's.
Oh, j'aimais la
So it
ligne
could be
aussi.
the rock.
Ouais.
Yeah, she's
Je pense
saying
qu'on
the
avait la ligne parfaite pour
line
se
didn't make
cacher
sense.
derrière.
She made a
Mais-
perfect first end, though, with that stone.
Yeah, so it might have grabbed something, or
Yeah, inside the good stuff.
Take a look, guys.
She obviously felt she was light if she gave it a big ad, though. It just didn't help.
Yes.
Gotta go. Get in there. No, you have to go for weight.
Great opportunity if you can get it behind now.
Take a look. Take a look there.
Good throw.
I think so, huh?
It's not the easiest thing in the world to bury on this surface.
Just a little bit more.
Why is that?
Well, they're just that little less curl, and a lot of the events, certainly at the Briar, you might have 5 feet of curl. Here it's closer to 3 in a lot of the spots. There's some spots there's a little more, there's some there's a little less, but you know, that guard's pretty tight too, Vic. If the guard was out wider, you'd bury that for fun, but you only have, what, 6 feet to bury.
Est-ce que t'aimes le même lancer? Tu penses que c'est proche ou peut-être
Big
un meilleur
shot here.
I think just maybe if you
Okay.
Bounce off, you're losing.
Je pense que it's a line shot, right? Like if we're full 8 on top of it.
Yeah,
Let's go for the freeze here, Lori.
you got it, Laura. You know
That's
it.
just a wonderful, if you're a young skip, you have to make the decision here. If you partly bury this top 8, you've eliminated 1 red, and it's a tough shot for 2. If you bounce off, it's a wide open hit for 3. There's a good miss and there's a bad miss in this situation.
Yeah, Harden. Top 12. Harden. You gotta be piece of the 8.
Come on, you need it. Harden!
Big scrum here. Here they come, and Sinclair out to join them now.
Trying to.
No, straight!
It's heading towards that
Keep going, keep going.
pile at the front, and they cannot sneak it by. So back-to-back misses by Laurie Saint-Georges.
They couldn't find the answer about what happened on her first.
Yeah.
So they figured maybe a few feet more, and that's all it
I
was.
think I was minimum set on it.
Minimum set?
Yeah.
Okay.
Curling a bit early. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that weight's close
Me
to the
too.
nice set.
Yeah.
Not
Do you
quite
think that'll
getting it
be
out
okay
to the
then?
good stuff, it looks like. But
I
2 strange
think
ends,
that's
Vic. It looked like Ontario was in full control the first end, gave up a 2 in the last second, and here we go again.
So either side, it would seem you're going into places where you've never been before. Why go out turn and not in turn here?
Well, the problem if you take the intern side, if it happens to curl and be a little heavy, you could tap up the yellow and only actually get 1. So this, you have your 2 in the bag. This is a safer play.
Yep.
I think it needs to look like backline out of their hand.
Oh yeah, for sure. Minimum.
It's all there right now.
Tons of
Got
rotation.
12. Clean it.
Huge.
Stay close.
This is
Got
through the
12.
rings when she let it go. See what happens.
Curling now. Easy.
No.
Daly and de Groot.
Sit.
Oh, and it just did. Goodness. It just stopped. Wow. So a big reply.
Sorry.
I was like, I don't know.
I was trying to look at your face to find out when
Ontario comes back with 3 here in Thunder Bay on this Sunday night Sandra Schmerler Day at the Scotties. Sunday night, opening weekend, and the first Sunday is always about the Scotties, of course, but it's also about the Sandra Schmerler telethon. Hard to believe that on March the 5th, it'll be 25 years since her passing. And 24 years ago in her memory, the foundation was started in support of neonatal care across our country. Hope you will phone and lend your support. 3 for Ontario to take the lead. Quebec with last drop here in the 3rd, and this is Lisa Week.
Flop right on top.
Sit.
Good try.
Good, Lise. That's good. Holy cow. Next step. Yeah, okay. Yeah. This is up. Sorry, go ahead.
A second. Control here? Yeah. Okay, you got it.
Good sweep. Just came up at the end.
Yeah.
Control. Close. Little down. Yep, then.
Melissa
Yep.
Daly.
Hard. Whoa.
11.
Whoa. Okay. Yep, over. Yep, go. Okay.
We hope you make a call and donate to the Sandra Schmirler Foundation.
The Sandra Schmirler Telethon raises so much money to help babies in need and who need support in NICUs across Canada. It's probably one of their biggest fundraisers of the year, and so people tuning into the telethon and picking up the phone to call and donate is such a huge part of our sport and a huge support for babies across Canada.
Watch your roll.
And Julia
Nice one.
and her team from Nunavut dropped a game earlier today, and you know what? They could go home, but no, they're here and waiting to talk with you, as is Team Skurlik. So please, there's the number to call in support of neonatal care. And as we've said for many years, champions do start small, and you'll never know if one day a child of yours or a granddaughter or grandson of yours may need some help too. So phone and make a donation.
Well, you saw Shannon Kleibrink on the headset. She is the coach of the Skurlik team, and Shannon, of course, an Olympian, and it was against Shannon Kleibrink that Sandra won that game and would go on to the Olympics. And so there is lots of familiarity still and memories of Sandra on the phone and in the building.
Yeah, Kleibrink would go on then to finally win that Olympic berth in 2000, the trials in 5 and 06, and then she was part of your crew. And
exactly.
She was on the other side in Pinerola.
Yeah, and won a medal for our country.
Get it out, Lori.
That was
Keep going,
a
keep
great
going.
team to travel with.
Oh, smart broom.
Good sweep, Lori.
That's still best sweeper on the team. But like actually, it did.
I didn't think that was going out.
Yeah, that was
Just their
wind burn on that one.
jamais. Mais c'est peut-être, I don't know if it's a straight rock or something.
Ben non, sa première a fait la même chose, non? C'est ça qu'elle a dit.
Been more at women's event, in my opinion. There's been more discussion on rocks this early in the event than I normally remember.
I think that's not as surprising to me when you're trying to sort out, is it the path and the ice, is it the rock, is it the throw, and it's hard to kind of eliminate those variables. So you can obviously, you know how you threw it or your skip can see, but if you're not sure if it's just running that straight or if it is the rock that's that straight. So it's taking a little bit longer to puzzle that out, because you make a guess, you commit to it, but then like you see with Lori, it was the path that caught her last end.
Yeah.
Or was it the rock? Does she have two slow ones? It's hard to tell.
Emily Riley
Whoa.
picks up Jamie Sinclair.
Hello. Stay with it.
And will it hang on the edge? Oh, that little spin back.
9-5.
Not quite.
Same thing. Same weight. I gotta hear less. Little less.
You mentioned Brunton and her U Sport gold at Laurentian.
Have a look.
Her opposite number, Sinclair, has a U Sport gold
Where?
attending Carleton University in Ottawa.
Okay. Yep. We're there.
They had a
Yep. Right to T.
they have a good journalism program at Carleton.
Right to T. Yep.
I didn't get into it, but it's a
I was going to say, I don't think that's where you went.
It's a good program. May have been a better program that I wasn't there.
That's
so.
right. That's right.
That was 9-5.
Yeah, I just gave it extra.
That's fine.
Oh dear.
You got it.
Hey, you know, Humber College served me well.
10. Clean. Control.
Whoa.
10.
Okay. Close. Yep. Straight. Whoa. We're just nosing. Okay. Good. 10.
Okay. Good shots. Way to go.
All the teams are so good at relaying the hog-to-hog time on the hits. Now it's become habit for just about everybody, and it's a great habit.
Yeah, especially when you're looking at the lighter weights, the controls. If you're half a second light or half a second heavy, it can affect how it curls.
You know how to throw it. Qu'est-ce que quand même,
Je trouve que c'est tricky parce qu'il y a des spots où ça curl un peu. Tu sais, mettons, elle a vraiment fallu tout le long. C'est comme if your hair big, c'est really sensitive.
Straight ice, release sensitive, and she's saying there's some spots that do have a little bit of curl, others are just deadly straight.
Clean. 10. Clean it.
And you can see with a comment like that, Joe, why they're talking about is it the rocks or is it the paths? Because it's hard to know which this early in an event is what's not doing what you want it to do.
Yeah, and if you happen, I was talking to Russ about this before the game, if you happen to have a tight slide, for example, in a straight line, you want to fix it with your release, kind of float it out a bit, but then when it's super straight, then it's magnified. So you really have to focus on your technical and get that body direction straight so you can let it go clean.
Yeah. Okay, 10.5.
Well, that's why we were talking about yesterday. I believe that one of the keys this week is going to be a team that figures out the ice and the stones the quickest, right? And being able to do that. And the ice can also then be a great equalizer.
10.
You know, we know that this ice, while it's tricky, the home team doesn't particularly like. They've still won, but they don't necessarily like it. Now their experience helps them get through it.
Yes.
And I think any team at this championship would prefer ice that curls a little bit more. You can play more finesse. It's the sweepers have more of an effect, and you make more shots that way. Any team is played on straighter conditions, and you can manage them. It's just you expect to see more misses, and the teams have to be a little bit more forgiving of themselves and just stay tough and figure that out.
Like you can. You've seen this.
Haven't heard from you in a while. Kathy, how you been?
I'm good.
Okay, let's talk about Manitoba Laws and Nova Scotia Black.
Well, for Caitlin was trying to guard her shot stone. It is protecting part of her stone, but there is a port that Christina is trying to navigate. If she can get through it with quieter weight and tap the stone back, she is second shot. This could be for 2.
And that will work.
Did it? I was wondering if that path might.
That's an awfully big game for both those teams, both with a loss. And once whoever loses that game's got to beat that team by 2 on the way through to catch up again.
Again, a reminder, if you're not familiar, we have no tiebreaker, so the top 3 teams in each pool will advance. And if you're tied, if there's T2 teams, whoever wins that, they should be tied, they'd have that advantage. So it's an immediate bonus, a win.
Shouldn't do much. You got it. Yep. Gotta go.
Race a wiggle.
Yep.
Got it. Watch the jam, and they'll get away with it. So the blank goes on the board, but that's the first time in the event they have not scored and converted with last rock. Wow. It had been 4 for 4. 3-2 Ontario.
Heading into the 1997 curling trials, Sandra Schmerler was on a hot streak. A 3-time Scotties champion along with 3 world titles, Schmerler the curler was one of the favorites in Brandon. Finishing on top in round robin, Schmerler was through to the final, where she would face Shannon Kleibrink. Trailing in the 7th, Schmerler would make one memorable shot. 9-6 win would send the team from Saskatchewan to Nagano. Schmerler, Jan Betker, Joan McCusker, and Marcy Goodright, your 1997 Curling Trials champions.
And then we look back. Linda Moore, that was the 88, pardon me, was a demonstration sport in Calgary at the Max Bell Center. Then Schmerler won. Look at that. Kelly Law and Shannon Clyburn, Cheryl Bernard, Jones twice, Rachel Holman in 17. It was a win, though, for Schmerler over Helena Laverson. And there was great thought then that the game would explode in Denmark. Never did really take off after that. And Elizabeth Gustafsson was the bronze medalist that year for Sweden. But that was the Olympics in Nagano. Patrick Herleman.
That's right, the
won
first.
the gold medal for the Swiss men. Mike Harris.
Silver.
And then Eigil Ramsfeld. My gosh.
Eigil, absolutely.
And we see his son, of course, now playing for Norway. 3-2. The blank means that once again Quebec does have last rock playing the Yellowstones.
I couldn't
here
even
in
move
4.
my rock. Yeah, I could see the scratch. All right,
wow.
control.
What's going on here? I see lots of reds and lots of lost stones.
Well, only one of them is counting right now. That was a tap that Caitlin made on her first. Christina is in a little bit of trouble. There's the second shot stone that belongs to Nova Scotia behind those two. Christina threw a long guard on her first. Caitlin is going to try to get around and hope that it finishes enough to tap it back ever so much out of the 4-foot. Potential for 4.
Easy. Whoa. Whoa, girl.
In an 11th Scotties appearance.
There you throw that, Ryan.
Former champion with Jennifer Jones.
Okay. Good team.
And that's it, just the single.
That did nothing.
No.
Just ran dead straight.
Watch out behind you.
It looked like there was a intern there, Kathy, through the port for 4, but it's not enough curl.
No, it's just not going to do what you want it to do.
Whoa. Big. Oh, no. Yep. Try to sweep it by.
Look out.
Okay. We'd use the corner. I know,
I'll separate these. Could be setting up well. Still a long way to go for Quebec.
Was that heavy on that? 10-2. Okay. Nailed it.
You could
Okay, you got it.
throw a corner on those two that are going to be doubled off here in a minute. Sitting 3, I guess, is never bad. It was strange, and Lisa slid into the rings, which you rarely see. And a complete flash raising them in there.
Both leads actually slid into the rings.
Yes.
The ball was a center guard. It went half in the 12-foot.
Hard. Go.
Oh dear, don't want to touch those on the way by. And can you hang around? Coming back? No, it won't. So, airs across the sheet. Okay, Kathy, bring us up to date, please.
Well, for Manitoba, Kate Cameron, I said she would be angry after this morning, and she has had Brooke Goslin in a lot of trouble and has just continued to steal since the first end. And for Carrie Anderson and her team have put pressure on Bailey Scoffin. Bailey coming off that big win earlier today, but just fighting to put stones in the right spots.
Firm. Yep. Big. Yep.
Kira Brunton.
Yep. Hard. Push.
Can you get them both?
Push. Okay.
Stuffed it.
She's never quite got there. Okay.
They took about an inch negative ice there, and I guess they tried to back it up on release, but just didn't look like enough.
I heard Danielle say she just never got there. So if there's negative ice and you have a tight slide, that's a challenge. And you know you're in a straight spot. So as a thrower, sometimes you just have to let it go and pray that the sweepers can back it up. Just not quite available there.
Yep. Whoa. A little heavy. Whoa. 10. Little heavy. Hard. Keep going. You're doing it. Hard.
And again, rolling over and grouping them.
Yeah, just Christmas gifts each way here.
Firm.
Which way would you play this double? They're both tricky, aren't they? high side, I guess, is easiest, but you got to hit it pretty thin.
Hit it really thin in a straight spot. You ever
That's
just
the
kind of tick the inside and have your shooter roll up the house?
That's
hard
safer
too, though.
Yeah.
Both are precise.
Remember they flashed one out here already.
Melissa Daly. You got them both this time? Yes, you did.
Good throw.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
They're going to play to the corner of that one?
Yeah, I think so. Looks like way too much ice, in my humble opinion. But yeah, they're trying to get over there somewhere. Maybe top 12, create some of a bit of a nuisance. You can't see it curling that far.
No, I was thinking maybe you go to the edge of the 4 foot for the broom there.
For sure.
Feels heavy to me.
Back 12.
Back 8, back 12.
We're coming down.
It's trying. Back 8, back 12.
Sideline, you see.
I don't know.
14
Never
ans. Nice, Jamie.
You're good. You did that. Good job.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, it's just too much ice.
Yeah.
That'll be close.
Are you guessing?
Good.
How much guessing are you doing when you're Joe? When you don't play out that wide very much.
Yeah, it seems to me that there's a little bit more curl with the in-turn in this direction. So you assume that the out-turn was going to be climbing a hill a little bit.
Yeah.
And just, this is the third game for the team, so they've seen some stuff to the wings. That was way out on the far wing. Usually the corner guard is kind of middle of 8 foot to the edge of the 8 foot.
Got it.
So the educated guesses need to be just a little bit closer. You don't want to take too little ice and have it not make the rings, and you want the other team throwing at something, but
it's still slow enough out there too. It hasn't got time to curl.
Skip Stone's here in 4.
It's trying. Nice. Answer is not much.
Si je suis capable de...
We hope you make a
Out-turn.
call. Support the Schmerler Foundation.
Je pense que ça va y aller un peu. Quand même. Faut que j'aille un bon set là-dessus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Is it you, Lise, that you threw like a kind of minimum set, Nick? Minimum
You said
set
control?
or yeah. Yeah. I think it's close. No, so if we can like roll a hair on your side, Lise, would be amazing. Yeah.
We're speaking of journalism earlier, and
You got it.
Laurie St. George was in the journalism program at the University of Quebec at Montreal and has graduated now. And she did her internship with Hurling Canada. So now she's hoping to get into
10, 9,
some kind of media relations. Not necessarily a writer or doing any broadcasting. She'd like to do media relations.
Excellent.
Artem. Artem. Good.
Okay, good. Okay. I was kind of picking my hand, like it was weird.
So I'm getting lots of help. So she went, this was her internship as compared to the outturn.
Oh.
I know.
I fait de quoi de bizarre dans ma main.
Yeah.
You have to laugh at that one. I'm out.
Je pense que c'était full.
And you wonder why you didn't get into Carlton.
Like that was you got something smart to say. No, not really.
You got it.
Yeah.
Like you can.
Just need a spark here. I need something a little flat on this Sunday night.
Normal?
Normal.
Clean.
Yep. Just normal.
Yep.
Real hard.
Hard.
Real hard.
Hard.
Real hard.
Hard.
Right to it. Right to it.
Hard.
Yes.
Really good. Yeah.
So it does make Quebec and Saint George Makes her throw it anyway. Looking for the blank.
Stranger things have happened. Watch Carrie Anderson miss a blank her very first end this week.
9? Oh, so not really. Okay. That's just a spot. It does. That's why I just wanted to take the container out of it and just throw a little weight.
Final stone for the Quebec skip. This team ranked number 19 in the world, trying to win Quebec's first women's championship since Lee Tobin back in 1975.
Clean. Whoa! Off. Just clean. Good.
And good it is. So we'll put another blank on the board. Second in a row. It remains Ontario leading 3-2 on this Sunday night. Sandra Schmerler Day at the Scotties. Cassandra DeGroot throwing the lead stones for the Ontario champions of Danielle Inglis of the Ottawa Hunt and Golf Club. Welcome back on this Sunday night. It's our featured game, Ontario against Quebec, here at the Scotties on Sandra Schmerler Day. We've had blanks in 3 and 4, so here we go to the 5th. And Ontario leads at 3-2. Quebec with last rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstone. That Yellowstone just thrown there by Lisa Weigel after the centerline guard went up. You're talking earlier about what Weigel means to this San George team, and San George just said, look, it's her ability to put the stones in the right spot. She brings that, and then those setups allow me, she said, to finally play the kind of game that I want to play, and I can be aggressive. And would you agree with that?
Yeah, for sure. Tonight, it's been a little bit of a struggle getting these guards placed, at least in the early part of this game. But for the most part, if you can get that ideal setup, put pressure on the other lead, get the front end looking good. I mean, they stole 7 ends in a row in their opening draw, and Laurie had to just throw mostly guards.
Yeah,
that means
sure.
your team is playing well in front of you.
Yeah, there's a good example there, Lisa, 2 beauties.
Yeah,
Just cued that yellow up onto the red, and the red's long gone at some point.
I think it's all there.
Close. Back 8.
Back 8, back 12. Back line.
It's really curling.
Really big.
Calissa Daly, and now it's just been
12-6.
on its own.
Okay.
Wow.
What was that?
12-6.
Shoot.
Okay. Yep. I don't mind this if you like it.
I don't know.
What do you
do you
think?
like? I like both.
Wow. So
I think the hit and roll was your first call.
I'm looking at this, Russ, and I'm thinking that stagger's kind of nice, right? And so do you play the yellow-red as they look like and roll away, or do you in fact use the stagger and go behind with the intern?
Well, I know you're thinking going behind, and then you got 2 buried around staggers. But in this case, you've got hammer, and I think I would release that stagger because of that. Like, if you can, it's not easy, but if you can tap this red one out, you're sitting 2 buried, you roll open, you got a nice thing going with less risk. If you play the come around, and I don't disagree with your call, there's a good chance you could be behind the tee line.
Okay.
They weld one on, and you're dead.
Oh boy.
On the other hand, you might have had the right call.
What would you have done, Joe?
I liked that call. I think you've got the hammer, you've got
just
an opportunity.
Make the shot. Yeah.
That's a really, really unforced error, because even if you miss narrow there.
And now you're giving the second chance to Calissa Daly.
Around the staggers.
Yes.
Yep. Line.
Pitched the first one through, and tendency here might be to pull the string.
My goodness.
Yep.
You wonder if there's a rock problem here too. Look at the curl on that. I know it was light, but
Yeah. Just unnatural.
ridiculous amount of difference in speed in those 2 rocks.
The other one was, it was curling, but
into it though.
I'd like to blame the hammer, not the carpenter.
If they play the run, she's saying.
Oh, I see. But what else do you see?
I don't know.
On the
Think
nose.
you go around? I think so. Just try to.
Do we play this now?
We could.
I always worry because the ice is a little low percentage curling. Like you're not curling 90 anymore. Everybody's curling 75 to 80.
Because if you go here, like this is going
I wouldn't wait too long on some of these shots.
And the lob around might be easier than the precise run back.
Right.
On reste quand même deux dans la maison, mais.
But
like
if we
you
do
go here,
this, our end is pretty,
Yeah. Do we do that?
that's not bad either.
You've got room.
I don't mind that.
What's she gonna do?
She might
make
do the
something
big.
for us. Yeah. Or the end.
Like, I don't think this is a call,
She's got the-
but
So
this
out
is.
to-
I think she might play that though.
Okay,
But then we've got that, right?
Yeah.
I pretty much don't have tolerance, right?
In a 2-2 tie, playing the fourth, and I see lots of red, but it is yellow in Nova Scotia with last round.
Well, it was a very similar situation that Christina Black faced on her first. She tried to play a thin double off that stone into those other two, and it just ran straight, and it was a nose, and Caitlin replaced that with her own. That's why it is 3 that she faces. A nose hit is fine for shot.
Clean. Clean. Real nice.
It's always a good sound.
And one it is. To take a 3-2 lead for 4. Both teams at 1-1 coming in.
This is a really precise draw they decided on. I thought they
Yes.
would try the entrance side. A little light plays. There's not a lot of real estate to work with here.
In turn, you had that longer guard to bury too.
Unknown path. They've seen this a few times.
Good throw.
And they'll get it to the tee line, almost full in the 4. How much can you see? So let me ask you this. You said usually we'll get 5 feet of curl. Now we're down to 3. Straight,
right?
Stones, everything else. How much does that affect your strategy and the way you call the game? Do you have to simplify everything?
Yeah, a ton. It's a ton. And here's a great example right here. I'm right behind it. I can see 3/4 around a fairly long guard. So you could usually get maybe back 4 foot and get to the inside, but you can't. You just can't. So does Ontario change their mind and maybe play a freeze, which is a makeable shot as opposed to that tap back? And that's exactly what they called.
Hard! Come here, hard! Go, go! Go, 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 go! Hard, hard! Keep it moving. Yep. Okay.
I should have trusted my instinct on that.
Okay.
So coming up light. Now, is there something there? They got enough room maybe to angle that back onto a yellow if need be?
Good throw.
Oh, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah,
I
they
think
can.
just bite the 4. We don't need to go
It's an interesting end here. That red that was just thrown can be raised.
Like, if you can over curl this, it's pretty good, because this jams and this goes over. Okay, you got it. You got it.
I mean, we always say, Joe, it's
It'll be okay.
play the conditions given, right? This is what it is. You have to deal with it, and the team that adjusts first is the winner usually. So is that suddenly Quebec dealing with this now?
Yeah, they're certainly in a better position at the moment. It's definitely been back and forth, though. Lots of wide misses on the hits in the straight line, so neither team has adapted really to that element yet. But this is looking really nice from Jamie Sinclair.
And with the soft weights like this, they are curling. So it's a tricky, beautiful.
Wow, goodness. Jamie Sinclair.
14-2.
And suddenly it's just like that. Quebec is sitting 3.
Ouais, c'est ça que je voulais.
Yeah, the draws are curling. You can get finish. You can get buried. Even around to the wings is straight, but as long as the broom's in the right spot, you can get buried. It's the hits that are straight.
Sorry. Oh, do you also then on release, do you sometimes want to, I'll call it play with the stone, try to get it going to get a little bit more curl?
You can. It's just not a skill that a lot of people train, the soft release. There's some kind of a give it a chance release where you're not necessarily turning it, but there's just absolutely no outward motion, and I think that's the release most teams are going to have to try for.
Boy, this is tough. Kara can only see a very small half of this.
Here, Brunton.
Has it.
And we'll get one.
We'll
take that.
Nice shot.
We thank you if you've made a call so far. We hope you will make a donation on this Sandra Schmirler Day.
It's just been amazing foundation to support and just to keep Sandra's name alive and out there. She did so much for the sport. Definitely someone I looked up to and an idol of mine, but just you know, the legacy of what she's doing for babies and around the country is just, it's amazing, and I think it's just a great thing to support for sure.
And we hope you will indeed call or go online to make a donation. Jamie Sinclair. So maybe they've got this path figured out. Here we go. Riley, left, Weagle, right. One more. Can you suck another one in there? Here we go. And around they go. Two beauties from Jamie Sinclair.
Lisa Weagle right out of the release at top 4. She knew exactly where the thing was going. Beautiful curling. I thought Ontario would have played this shot on the previous one instead of that thin angle that they didn't quite make. If they'd ever done this, there's only you're only sitting one. Great shooting. Good team shot there. Red straight back onto the yellow, onto the red, and then we'll actually make that back double.
And again, we thank all the teams who have cooperated. There's Melissa Adams from the Capital Curling Club in Fredericton, and answering phones. Somebody pick up that phone, please. There you go. Thank you very much. Hey, people are calling. Here we go. Really needs something here. This is a big bail.
Curl.
Danielle Inglis, curl up, run it back, touch, touch. Oh, how nice, how nice, how nice. Wonderful. You go from sitting 3, now look at that.
Okay. Nice.
Away they go, and suddenly it is Ontario sitting 1.
It's a little bit out of...
That's how quickly things can change, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Bang.
Great shot.
Yeah. Tricky now.
Yeah.
I don't think you can navigate that port, can you, Russ?
Through here?
No.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. Could you ever? It would be tough. You'd have to hit it that way, and then it would redirect beautifully, but you'd have to throw it a billion miles an hour.
Ish. Ça prend quoi normal, probablement.
Even a hair. I would honestly throw more at it.
Okay, firm.
Maybe, yeah, this. I think you just kill that. Just throw it to kill it.
Okay.
Just stopped in an awkward spot. If, like I said, if you could hit
the
that yellow onto the red,
Okay.
Yeah.
but it loses so much energy that way.
Est-ce que tu penses ici avec firm?
Just onto the side of the yellow that red will shoot out, though.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it could be the ice for either.
You'll lose the yellow too, but that, yeah,
Firm ou peel,
that's the
Jamie?
easiest way. So what? Just little high side.
Peel.
Peel? Do you like this ice? I think so.
Yep. Okay. Hey, Lori.
Peel.
Difference
okay.
So a difference in weight. She initially thought, I'll throw a firm weight, and then Jamie Sinclair said, I think you can really up it a little bit and throw peel. So the difference will be what in terms of the weight? What's firm compared to peel? A few feet and next, what is it?
Yeah, your firm it's more than normal and less than peel. Peel's kind of that
probably
maximum
8 seconds,
weight.
7 down to 7 seconds.
Yeah,
that type of
peel's
thing,
7.5-ish.
Yep.
So
they need the weight here. They really do.
Okay. So angle that yellow back into that little crotch area. Squirt one red right, then the other yellow will come over and get the current shot rock. If you do this properly. Have they? Bang, bang. Yes, they have. And away it goes, and they're sitting 2. Oh, if you come back, you may get 3. No.
Unlucky.
Nice shot, Lori. Good call.
Any more curl are
I
good.
thought that one was going to stick.
close.
Good throw, Lori.
So close.
Really close.
It's good throw. Good call.
I guess my thought here is, Joe, it's all weight dependent. If you throw a little less weight, does that in fact Yellowstone hang around in the 12?
Yeah, it's easier to keep your shooter with less weight. It's just the concern about wanting to make sure you spill the reds. And we've seen in other games that the houses are actually a little bit dead. Those went easy.
Yeah, it did.
That actually surprised me how that bounced.
Double now, though. The force is on.
Yeah, this is a huge shot. Shut the end down. There's negative ice here for the Broom.
Is this an out turn?
I assume.
Yeah, wow. Wow.
He can. No, we're just skimming like that. I like that we call though. Like that's the only way.
Again, firm makes some sense. If you happen to hit a lot of the back rock, you need a bit of speed to get both of them out.
Just firm. Yeah. Hard. Hard.
Really trying to hold up the curl.
Really hard.
Daly. Here we go. You're going to catch this on the way by. Banks. Oh, she stuffed it.
She overbrushed it.
Let's go over and check in on Manitoba. Anderson against the Yukon and the young skip from Whitehorse, Bailey Scoffin.
Well, Bailey made a very nice tap on her first to lie 2. Carey tried the double, stuffed it, so only left 1. And Bailey threw that center stone as a guard on her final. So for Carey, no opportunity for multiple points. Does need to navigate a port and get to the 4-foot to score.
Line's good. Line's good. Yep. Round. Wait, Ollie. Line's good. You're through the hole. Whoa. Curl. Got a curl. Looks heavy. Curl.
Coming through. Got it.
Good.
And
You're on the yellow.
Enough.
Very
there
nice.
you go for the single. So to the break they go. 6-1. Anderson.
It's dying. Sit. Never mind. Come
Final
on.
stone on the way for Quebec, and Laurie Saint-Georges.
Shorty line. Nice, Laurie.
Had a girl.
And that'll be for 2. Some really nice shots made in that 5th by both teams, but 2 particularly by Jamie Sinclair. To the break we go. 4-3 Quebec. Hello there, little one. It's all about the little ones, isn't it, today? And Sandra Schmerler Day in support of neonatal care across the country.
The 2025 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. And by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada.
Well, the gentleman on the left is François Robert. He is currently the high performance director for Curling Quebec, but 2006 with Jean-Michel Menard was the Brier champion as we check the numbers after 5.
It was a game of gifts early to start this one, with Danielle having a flash in the first and giving the opening 2 to St. George, and then right back in that second end. A few missed draws led to that 3 for Team Ontario. More rocks in play in the 5th then. Teams seem to be puzzling it out now. For Laurie St. George, that draw for the extra point will make a difference on that 55%.
That's been her problem. The numbers after 5 brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports book and casino partner of Curling Canada. Steve Acorn is the coach in his 2nd season with Daniel Inglis. We are in Thunder Bay for this year's Scotties, and on this first Sunday of the Scotties, it's always Sandra Schmerler Day. Well, that ship is not getting out of here anytime soon, but eventually, mid-March or so, they'll bring in some icebreakers and they'll open up the port of Thunder Bay, one of the busiest in our country. Everything going east, grains into potash and the like, on this Sandra Schmerler Day in Thunder Bay.
The Sandra Schmirler Foundation does such incredible work, and saving babies who are born too soon and too small. I've had several friends who have needed some of this life-saving equipment for their babies that were born too soon. So being able to support a cause that has helped so many people, including people close to me, is so special.
And it's something that the players all do. You know, you're on the ice this morning against Newfoundland and Labrador, and then afterwards, what do you think? You go, no, you got to go do foam phones, which you're proud to do, and then you may have to go into the patch and do an up close and personal. It's one of the things that she said she really did try last year and learn from last year is how do you budget your time so that you don't expend all your energy on the things around the game and keep the focus of your energy on the game. So trying to learn that in her second year, and we thank all the curlers for their cooperation, not only doing all these other things, but being part of this Sandra Schmirler Day. As we welcome you back on this Sunday night, we go to the 6th, 4-3 Quebec, and here in the 6th, Ontario does have last rock. They have the Hammer playing the Red Stones.
Yeah, it's so interesting. This isn't like playing a regular Bonspiel on tour. This is a major championship. There's lots of games to play, but beyond that, there's a lot of extra opportunities to engage in the things outside of the championship, and knowing what's going to fill your cup, how to manage your mental tank is so important, and what gives you energy. And for Danielle, obviously, that gives her energy. Being on the phone and supporting a cause that's so close to her heart.
Hard. Okay.
Well, a center line guard to work with, and there's the number as we get closer and closer to $1 million.
That seems straighter than I thought it. Like it looked like.
It's been a remarkable, as we said earlier, how time does fly, as they say, right? 25 years on March the 5th.
Incredible.
And since 2001, 109 hospitals across the country have received $9.1 million of your support.
That's fantastic.
12-5. Sorry, I was calling yours.
Go. Let's go. Hot.
Is it one of those shots that you almost have to take some weight off it to make it? It almost feels like it's in a gutter. Like you throw your normal 10-second hit and you can't quite get close enough to guard to roll. Here's another one. It's just stubborn to get it to come across. And I'd love to see, this is maybe board weight. You almost have to get down to hack, I think.
You have any kind of chance at the tiniest bit of finish.
Yeah. Moves a bit, eh? It'll curl a bit here. Yep.
All right, Kathy, 3-2. Nova Scotia leads Manitoba.
And lots of trouble for Caitlin Laws. Christina made a wonderful shot on her final one. A soft weight hit of a Laws stone through a hole to leave herself all covered. The advantage, though, for Caitlin is she does have last rock, and the shot stone is open. If she can stick it on the nose, she can get shot.
Ranked number 5 in Canada. Caitlin Law's team out of the Heather Curling Club in Winnipeg. And that will work for a single. So they go to the break in a 3-3 tie.
Control.
This was the other option. Throw the other turn. The outside in turn is doing nothing. Try the other way. Should get some movement here.
Yep. Hard. 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 Hard.
It's really close.
Oh dear. Couple of grains of granite get underneath.
Got it. Nice weight.
It doesn't go crazy. You got it.
Yep. Heavy. Heavy hack. Hard up. Hard up.
You gotta go.
Hard up.
couldn't get cross nose. Will make the takeout. She's really, and that last end, it was her shots that ended up being the key, right?
Yeah, both shots. You know, we've talked about how tricky it is to get the line right on some of these draws. The weight in this spot was pretty predictable, but what a perfect spot to put this rock. That's hers in the first one. There it is on the second one. Team shot. And that's what set up the big score.
To get the 2.
Nice curling.
It's as if, to my mind, they some kind of a switch has been flicked here. They're either dialing back their games, playing what we suggested earlier, playing the conditions, and simplifying things, because both teams are now starting to make some shots.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a little interesting to start the end. Danielle didn't put up the corner guard. She just came around the center. The teams are having a hard time getting buried around their corners, and if it's hard to chase, so if your opponent goes center, you go corner, they come around, and the chase isn't there, then
you're in trouble.
That makes it really tricky. So bring the play to the middle where you can definitely get buried.
I like that call, because I wouldn't accuse Ontario of being the best at making the double and triple peels. You know.
Oh, look at this.
Way to go. Atta girl, way to go.
Oh, big smiles now for 2 ends.
Good sweep.
Look at this.
Good shooting. Well, because we roll. Yeah, je savais qu'on pouvait être
And just peaks.
Patient.
Kira Brunton.
Close. Clean, yep. Whoa. Off. Yep. Whoa. Okay.
Ended up jamming it, stuffing it in there, so
Good throw.
opportunity now to separate. Do you use that guard, or you just separate the rings, Joe?
I think we put another one in.
Yeah, I think you use the guard. You can play the wide intern here. You don't want to leave a double to be buried is the only problem. So it's hard to go to the wing.
You could just go up inside, I guess, and try to get a force. Is Ontario going to go around, though?
On peut pas tout enlever ses shots, mais je suis d'accord avec toi.
I guess ideally top 8.
How's that look? Okay.
Yeah.
You don't worry, Russ, if you're going to go behind their color. You don't worry about it?
Well, it is a concern. If you put it in the T line and then the straight back raise is made perfect, but at some point in time, you've got to come up with something.
Okay.
Open side, does Ontario go around? I think they do.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it will.
Then you're raising the wrong color. So I like this call a lot. Even if it stops a little high.
Just want to make sure you don't leave a kind of natural half rock double to be buried behind that corner.
Yeah, so high works.
Yep. Top 12. Hard, Lise. Gotta go. Yell line. Guard. Yell line. 3, top 12.
Weagle is left. Riley is right.
I think we can get a bite. We can get a bite. Try it.
So enough rotation here. They can drag this thing.
Oh dear, now you got a little bit of an overlap to use if you're Ontario.
Yeah, that's the worst possible scenario.
And I'm not too sure. Lisa swung around to finish that, and you didn't want to hook those. You wanted to.
I got a 55, but I don't think it was a true 55. Like, I felt like it was a really slow side.
J'ai trouvé qu'elle s'est pas extend. Yeah. But like I kind of felt it like it was grabbing when I was releasing it. Like just the pebble.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, Lori's made some precise draws. Last time she drew for 2, she hit the T line, and twice coming home, she hasn't hit the rings.
6-1, Manitoba leads this young skip, 22-year-old Bailey Scoffin from Whitehorse.
And Bailey's playing to the wings, which might surprise you, except this is the exact same shot she played on her first. She tried to play a freeze, was very good, but Carrie Anderson surgically removed it and left herself lying 3.
Okay, whoa.
Needs to stop by the 8.
Fine. Atta girl.
Well done.
So went to school on her first, graduated with her second.
Okay. Amy was just setting up the stagger so that we could do the hip roll. It was a gamble, but it worked.
Wait was nice. Yeah, wait was really nice.
Chai. Thanks. It looked like it was going to. Yeah.
Any speed at all. It's just like playing darts.
Well, then, so what do you do?
Control.
You have to soften up the weight.
I think so.
Try and get the
Let's go,
roll.
girl, you got it.
Means what? Adjusting the ice then? The ice you take, Joe?
Yeah, honestly, I think with so straight in the spot, this broom might be for hack weight.
Let's make it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I
got
laughed
it.
at the Quebec's answer there. Now that Ontario didn't make the hit and roll behind the stagger, it was a good thing we have a stagger.
Yeah.
Good chance to certainly force here.
10.
There you go, just like a solid board.
Wow. 10, 9, 5. It's really hot.
No, actually it's heavier.
Whoa, whoa, curl. You gotta curl it. Go.
A lot of weight.
I think, honestly, that broom, if you throw board, you'll get a couple inches
That's
of
okay, good
curl
throw,
right at the
Lauren.
end, and that's how you make that shot.
You can hold it all day.
It's really not comfortable
Yep.
to look at from the hack, but that's the conditions right now, and you just have to let it go and think you're going to flash on the inside by a foot, and you won't. It is. It's hard to look at from the hack, but that's how you make that shot.
For sure.
You got it.
Almost got it under.
Just firm.
Whoa. Off, please.
Off. Nope.
Yep.
Yes.
Roll it.
Final stone. Here we go. Now that'll work for you to get it out of there. And we'll put another blank on the board. That's the third in 6. Remains 4-3. Quebec. And it's all Alberta tomorrow morning. Kathy and Brian will have Selena Sturmey, who comes in off the ranking system as the number 3 team against the provincial champion Kayla Skurlik, both 2-1. That will be our feature. A look at the teams from Pool A tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. I look at you and just smile. You know that, right?
That's right.
Just never gets tired.
My favorite pool.
I know. He loves his chicken. There we go. Welcome back on this Sunday night, Sandra Schmerler Day. If you haven't called, please do make a donation. If you have, thank you very much. So 6 ends, 3 of them in blank. Quebec has the lead 4-3, and it is Ontario with last rock. They have the hammer playing the Redstones. Ooh, ring pops. You remember those? Are they still popular?
Apparently.
Hey, congratulations. Over $1 million. Thank you so very much.
Incredible.
Today. Thank you. And one day, you'll get a ring pop too, I'm sure. Dan. Thanks, everyone, very much. Emily Riley.
Yep, that looked big to me. Line's good. T. Whoa. Little tap.
Nice position from Lisa Weigel again. Buried on the center line, just in front of the button. Couldn't quite get the curl for Both Ontario rocks, and this one's wide too. That's the theme, isn't it? Now there's a simple double to sit 3 underneath.
Yeah, definitely on this side of the sheet, things are running very straight.
Unless it's a dead draw,
Yeah, that was a little bit heavy, so had no finish to it.
Yep, board.
Yeah, I like board here.
Just board, easy early.
Yeah, you got it.
Before they started sanding rocks, we got a lot of surfaces like this, and you had to be so careful not to be back 12 because you just couldn't get any curl. That's exactly what happened that last one.
And if you're not familiar with the term sanding, it means basically like sharpening the stone and sharpening your skates before going skating.
Gotta go, really gotta go, really gotta go. Hard, push, 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 push.
Oh dear. Wow.
Okay.
I can kick less. Yeah, I was thinking 55.
7-2 Cameron leads and putting all kinds of pressure on the young skip from the St. John's Curling Club Remax Center, Brooke Godsland.
Well, she is, but when Kate sat in the hack for her final stone, she faced 2 in the 4-foot, made a wonderful through the port double to leave herself a bunch. Newfoundland Labrador looked at it for a long time, but this is not going to produce anything.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count them up. Steal a 5. You don't want to play her after she loses, huh?
Great time to make an outturn. I know I'm like, whoa.
Look at this.
Set. Nice call. Good shot.
Quebec has made some very precise hit and rolls.
Yeah, they have.
Jamie made a nice one last end too.
Should we bump it at all or no? It's okay. I don't need this. Huh? I don't need this. It's like a 15
Shot
probably.
stone appears to be Manitoba laws on the lid. And what's the play here for Christina Black?
She doesn't have a whole lot because she's got some behind it. That stone put there by Selena Negevin. This is trying to run the corner guard in, move that red one. Even if it jams at the back, you could still score.
There we go. Angle it back. Bang. Oh, goodness. And she'll get the single. Wonderful shot. My goodness.
Shot of the week.
I was really close. I knew I was close. Good job.
Good
Thanks.
throw. Nice line call by Jill Brothers, who all those years was skipping or throwing fourth stones as she did last year for Heather Smith at the Scotties. Wonderful for a single.
We saw her make lots of shots like that at her last Scotties. It was 2 years ago. That's a Christina Black we know.
You pick this.
Such a huge shot. It's a 2-point swing
we're
there.
not sticking around, I don't.
They keep control of that game.
Top 12? Yep.
She has been terrific the last 2 ends. Jamie Sinclair.
Big ass.
Line's good.
We close. Top 12.
Easy.
Top
8.
No, then.
Easy. It's running. Line's good.
It's good.
Line's good. Straight.
Top 12.
M.
Yep.
Hard.
Come on, drag it.
Hard. Hard, M. Gotta go. Really gotta go.
Keep going, keep going.
Okay.
Good shot.
Can you sign?
Okay.
They wanted it to protect a little more, did they?
Yeah, Ontario made a nice freeze in there.
I think we do it now. Pardon? I think we run now.
What does that get you?
It's hard to say. To the yellow.
Soft nose.
The yellow should go, shouldn't they?
The yellow that on the left goes. Does the?
You got it. Can hold
Yes,
it
I was
here.
just wondering whether the yellow freeze, whether the top one hits the red. Looks like it glides by it. So yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's why, by design, that's why they played that freeze on the last one. Well executed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Kara Brunton.
Okay, yep. Straight field. Okay.
That's all they'll do.
I think that yellow that's frozen together will touch the red, but you can get the yellows out, as to your point.
Thanks. Yeah, that was a really nice throw.
Not a lot of space to get your second point in there right
No,
now
that's
for Team
just it.
Ontario.
No.
Even though they're shot, it's
It's light, don't add.
Wait's good, tight.
If you get the yellow to go, there's a ton of red in there.
Lisa's wrong. 2, 3. Sliding good. You got 2.5. Gonna die. 2.5. Curl, Lise. Curl. You gotta go. 3. Hard, Lise. Hard. Press center. Well. Good spot. Sweep. Yeah. Nice one. Good throw. Way to go. Nice throws. You got it. That's spot. You know it.
Just my thought here. I mean, they just tried a straight run back. Would you not have put this in a position maybe to angle it rather than leave a straight run back as your guard?
Yeah, you could have. Or I would even suggest it's a little bit higher. Make the run back longer.
Yeah, because you have to guard it.
Close. Yep. Roll it on. Yep. Okay, throw. Tricky spot. Good throw. No.
Ouais, je trouvais que peut-être t'étais un petit peut-être. I thought I babied that last one. Yeah. Okay. So I would say here. Ça prend son temps là.
Well, it was yesterday against the Territories when she scored her 7. You look at others who have done the same kind of thing. Andrea Kelly, gosh, against Manitoba. You have to go all the way back. Lee Tobin. Quebec's done it now 3 times. Yeah, it is. Set. Magnifique. And then, of course, we can't forget in that opener against
Wall line.
Tight.
Caitlin Laws when she stole a record 7 ends and 6 straight. And
Top 12. Tight.
we have
Weight's good. Line's fine. No.
played Steals of Fortune.
Line's good.
2.5.
Easy.
2.5.
Easy. Sit. Good shot.
Okay, to your point, leave it a little higher.
Yeah, higher still, I think. You were thinking, Joanne?
Halfway-ish.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking, yeah.
No, I know, but I think it just like caught something.
I think it's off. It's grabbing. At 65. Good
Again,
kick.
given the conditions, there's not a lot of finish. If the guard is higher, sometimes teams might try to come in and play a tap, but that's not there tonight.
If those are frozen, the yellow, and then they do all these other combinations, the red runs into those yellows. This yellow rock right here will go at an exact 90 degrees. So it is going to tickle that red one that's touching the button. But if it's thrown hard enough, it's not quite frozen. Good, great angle, guys. I think they can still get them out of there with a bit of persuasion.
Another try here. Quebec keeps giving Ontario an opportunity, and again missed.
Ontario tried a couple come-arounds that were a hair wide. They tried a inside roll and a high side roll, and at least 3 peels now, and every single rock's been wide.
Again, I don't think we should be spending a lot of time on peut-être. Mais si tu le mets plus haut, les options, tu le fais ou tu le mets plus haut.
Do you like the same thing, just a bit higher?
Yep.
There you go.
Did you like the release on that?
Yeah.
It was big a little bit?
No.
Okay.
Definitely not.
Okay.
It was just good.
Okay.
So, same.
Okay, I like that.
It's like you had a direct communication with them. Leave it just a little higher.
Would you ever play the little angle raise there and sit 2?
I think it's
That's
just
tempting, isn't it?
It sure
Yeah, I'm
is.
going to keep my broom down on this one. So
Even if it rolls open, you force them to 1.
70? Okay. You got it.
All right, how do you get in there?
Well, you hit the yellow one, and you have a chance for 2.
It should come up a hair here, okay?
You know, seems so smart. Really.
Bailey Scoffin was trying to play a run back, and she did, but she overthrew it a little bit, and so instead of it staying buried, it popped out into the open. Carrie can see all of it, and if she can get to the nose and stay in the 8-foot, it's for 2. Oh, this is running straight.
Smarty pants. Oh, just a single.
You know it.
She had been curling at that point 92%.
Big extension, yeah. Might be able to get something for a few, but
I don't love that because that's just squirting off. I like this straw.
Yeah, there's nothing there. You can't raise the yellow out of the red.
Yeah, and for me, the scouting report on Danielle Inglis, she's a great drawer.
As hard as this is, she could make it.
Yeah. Makes a pile of draws.
Yeah. And that's so important, isn't it? Like, call the one you can make.
Put it on tee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got it.
But
You got
I'm
it.
trying to remember the last time we played down here.
Not this end,
Okay,
but there
yeah.
were straws made here in the 5th end.
All right, so and we are in the
7th end. So you carry the one, and there's curl in the spot. So my guess is it's probably not light.
What are you, Kathy, hanging up on me? What is this?
Yeah, we're all over
my
back
gosh.
there.
Oh, carry the one, Smarty. Here we go. You college. You didn't even graduate college.
line's holding.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's real.
Here.
Yep, line.
Yep, line only.
Yep. Hard line.
Close.
Hard line. Hard. Hard.
You got to get by that yellow one first. Oh, and grab it. Oh, come on. Wow.
There's so many rocks in my way.
Very good for 2.
That's as well as managed rock you'll ever get. They knew it was an inch or 2 heavy, so they had to get off it. They knew it was going to wreck.
Hello. That works. To pick up 2 to take the lead. Again, we thank you if you've called. We hope that you'll call with a donation in support of neonatal care in Canada. Sunday night to complete day 3 of our coverage of Scotties. And our feature is Ontario and Quebec, teams from Pool B. The only team not on the ice, Terry Galusha. Territories, winless in her first 2. Ontario with a couple to take the lead, and here we go to Quebec with Last Rock playing the Yellowstones and down by 1.
Just such a huge shot from Danielle last end for that second point. Just had to make a bit of a guess, but really managed well. And that second point makes a huge difference going into the 8th end here.
Gotta go, JV.
Yeah, you see all kinds of things happen now. The team that's now losing its 8th end, they might get really aggressive. Whoops. And stranger things happen. A steal by Ontario, and then you're 2 up, and you've got total control.
When you look at it, Ontario tried to make that run back 3 times in a row last end, didn't make it, but they still came out with a 2.
Do we have our top balls?
I didn't like that call. We just didn't have time to talk about it.
Leave it open on this side. This is okay to throw through, though. We'd rather sit 2.
Yeah, I like being aggressive here. If you play the tap, you're only got 1 in the paint.
It'll run for a bit.
You got it.
Rock's in a nice spot too. The biter, it's open. You can tap it later.
Top
Something
eight.
gets buried by the opposition.
Off.
Let me just go back to Lisa Weagle's comment there. She flashed it, obviously, and then said, we heard her say, I didn't like that call. We didn't have time to talk about it. How much do you have to put your foot down, even as the lead, to say, wait a second, I don't like this?
Yeah, sometimes, I mean, the front end is trying to throw quickly on thinking time so that the back end has time to discuss their shots. But,
That really ran.
you know, it's the 8th
That really
end. You
ran
can
a
always
lot
make
better
up time later if you feel strongly enough about something. You have to say something.
Yeah, the most important person in the hack is Lisa Weagle in that case. And she has to be comfortable before she lets the thing go. Error there by Ontario. Have to be in front of the tee line.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
Oh, goodness. Touched them all and got them all. Goodness. Great shot.
Wow. And the shooter spills for a second corner guard.
Perfect.
Sorry, Lori.
No.
They're just going to come around it. Well,
Laws, Manitoba, black, Nova Scotia, Kathy.
Chance for 2 for Caitlin. She split the house on her first. Christina tried a very thin double. I'm not sure if it was there, but she actually hit it on the wrong side, on the side going into the stone, the high side, and rolled out. And so that is why this is a draw for 2. Does need a bite the 4.
room, lots of room.
Now, we talked earlier about that first game, the opening game against Quebec, and that was just a mess for Laws. And we did say that they haven't, because of different situations, haven't played a lot. Are they just coming together, looking more comfortable?
They looked really good this morning. We did their game, and this is a continuation of that.
A little deeper than they wanted. You can actually roll in if you try hard enough.
Roll in. Come off the back of the red. Okay. Yep.
Is that you got it?
Control, yeah.
Okay. But close. Oh, got it. And same
It
score.
doesn't go crazy here, right? No.
In a struggle for Alyssa Daly.
Yep.
Yep.
Whoa.
But at the moment, Ontario leads it by 1.
Control. Yep. Yep. Whoa.
Woo.
Can always come off the back of your corner red there. Whoa, it took off. Whoa, that hit something.
Okay. Shoot.
Just took off.
Yeah, it just took off. Stick one. Good weight, good throw.
I think it hit something.
Yeah, it
'cause
did.
We were never close to hitting the nose.
That's a hair inside, sorry.
Whiplash from the twists and the turns this game.
Yeah.
One team seems to have something going, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
the other team has an opportunity. It's a great chance to put some pressure on Team Quebec.
I agree. Whoa, top 8. Whoa, whoa, whoa. T. It's going to be
Kira plays a ton of mixed doubles
top
too,
eight,
which
okay. Just top 8.
this is the shot you play over and over and over again. So she'll be close.
Just Melissa. Whoa. T. Yep.
No, just stop it.
Gotta get it buried.
Yeah. A little bit. Yep. Okay, that's good. 14-8.
To the top of the button and under cover.
Good call. Good.
You got it. Okay.
Yep.
Jamie Sinclair.
Gotta go.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Yes.
Weagle. And now Riley. Got it. And they'll leave the center guard.
First time in a long time one's actually come up a bit.
Sam Line's really good.
Just fooled them.
It's a good throw. Sweep.
Well played by both thirds.
Mm. Yeah, they both had tough ones.
Top 8. T. Okay, easy line then. Back 4. Okay, clean. T. Okay. T.
Just a hair wider, maybe.
Put it right here. Line's good. Line's good. Okay. Top 4. A little bit closer. Oh, whoa. Top button. Oh, just like come to a rest. 15. Okay.
Very nice.
Beautiful
Good
curling.
job.
2 nice shots by Kira Brunton.
Really nice. Got it. Great weight.
One more try now for Jamie Sinclair.
Don't want to miss this one either because it's hard to draw that thing.
Are you looking to jam it, stuff it right underneath and leave it there, huh?
Yeah, ideally.
Okay. Riley. Not this time.
That's how fast it can happen, isn't it? We were assuming it was a pick that knows that guard. Looked like it was going to hit and roll in or roll somewhere. Perfect two come-arounds from Kira. Now a realistic chance to get a steal and go up 2, playing 9.
We'll stay close.
2 good guards here.
It's really nice. Yeah.
Tough to outdraw that thing.
guard. About the same place there.
Yeah, it's really good here. Yeah, pass really good.
Yeah, hers came up from her first or second, so I anticipate this is going to be even.
Yeah.
Getting back to
Yeah.
what it was before.
Yep, you can give it to us. You know how to throw it.
Like M's definitely like picked or whatever.
Yeah.
On va voir, là, peut-être que je vais avoir
Skip Stone's here in 8. Ontario's Danielle Inglis.
Yelling 2. Maybe a 3 would be ideal, Joe. I think a 2 might be a little too high.
Would be good. Just a 2.
Yeah, the chase is tough, but with that rock being so deep, they don't have to tap it all that far to get shot.
A little close. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
I think they'll take on the chase.
Probably. That's perfect, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
so
just...
really finished it.
Yeah, like back 4.
Like I feel
would.
like Collins is the freeze to
miss
whip
it narrow.
and maybe you have like something, right? Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be dead for sure, but
Even if you bump it a couple
c'est pas un
feet.
spot qui curl beaucoup. But I think we have to play it. With like back 8. Yeah, we need back 8. Yeah. I feel like here with back 8 is close. You got it.
Isn't it too, though, Russ? I mean, to put pressure
Back
on
8.
your opposition.
I like that weight
Skip,
here.
right? Isn't that part of this? I mean, maybe this is the only shot you've got. You can't play the run back. But you want to make her, Inglis, face something tough as well with her last.
Yeah, you do. But in this case, it's just survival. I think, you know, the problem with missing those run backs is now it's if you're playing a run back now, it's a red on a red. So you could run it back, stick it, and you haven't really accomplished anything. So, yeah, you'd love to maybe hit this roll behind the corner, but they would just dearly love to get that dangerous rock behind the tee line. That would be an accomplishment in itself. It's so straight here.
Back 4, Becky. Light.
Heavy draw weight should see a bit more curl.
Well, they got to go because here comes that center guard, and it's coming in a hurry. Riley left. Weagle right. Here they go. Can you sneak it? Can you sneak it? No, you can't.
Roll it in.
And yeah, they will sort of gear it into the top of the 12.
Been on the light side tonight, eh? On a few of them.
I thought that was supposed to be at her
Weight
hand.
came off, huh?
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, like you err on the side of being light.
I liked it out of my hand. Look at this. The AC turned on. It smells.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're
Because I
getting,
thought it was
like,
a good throw, but okay.
Yeah, that ticks the guard rolls to bite 12 foot. So that's kind of top house weight. There was no panic on weight out of her hand or line.
Right.
Came off.
Yeah, Lisa had mentioned there's a wee bit of debris on her broom and mentioned the air conditioning again.
But isn't it interesting that there you go, light on her draws, and draws for St. George have been her issue.
Yes.
Player numbers are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
You can sink another one, eh?
Yeah, and I thought that shot was so tough because Ontario, Kira threw a couple draws that barely got under cover.
Yeah.
Very gradual in that spot for Kira,
Yeah.
but Lori's
Has
had
to
no
throw it
problem
harder.
having
Yeah.
curl.
Yeah, right, with
I was
way more
explaining
weight.
how straight that spot is, and immediately they were on it sweeping for line.
Just stop it. Calissa! Stop it. Calissa!
Got to get off the yellow one here.
Whoa! Yep.
And no. And it'll spill, maybe show a little bit on that outturn side. And we have our first final, Kathy, and that the 5 certainly in the 6th helped put this one away.
It certainly did, but for Kate Cameron and her team, they came out a very different team than they were this morning. I think it was a wake-up call in all senses.
That's hard. Yeah.
I think all your shots are hard right now. At least this one's for 2.
Do you want to take a second and talk to Frank, or do you
want
want
to
to talk to
call
Frank?
time?
What do you like? How do you?
It's just hard because this wants to send that one that way, right?
These angles are not good.
It's not good.
Qu'est-ce que tu vois, Frank? Je pense qu'il faut qu'on joue quelque chose pour
Comment?
2, là. Tu sais, je pense que c'est ça qu'il faut qu'on joue pour 2. Là.
Ouais, faut pas se favoriser les deux, moi, je pense aussi, là. Es-tu capable de wrecker elle puis se faire voler juste un, jouer un droit entre les deux? Jouer un droit entre les deux là, puis si on wreck elle, on se fait voler un, mettons. C'est genre un genre de T-line dans le port là. Sinon, c'est l'Inglis.
And you can hear the applause. We have another final, Kathy. Manitoba's the winner, Anderson.
Well, and Anderson really has not yet been tested. She's had a bye. She's played a couple of the lower-ranked teams, but it's good for this team because they are a new team. Gives them a chance to get used to each other with the Carly Burgess addition as of late.
So 10-2 the final there. They go to 2-0, and it's now a 1-1. Scoffin and Yukon.
Non, moi je dirais, comme tu dirais, j'aurais le droit dans le port. OK, essayer de prendre notre 2 volets 1.
I think you play this.
Ouais, moi aussi, je pense que c'est ça.
François,
on se fait voler juste un, on est dans le game. On prend 2 puis on vole 1. OK?
François Roberge is asking if she can play the in-turn draw kind of through this port and just give up the steal of 1.
Yeah.
Keep the game maybe within reach, but down 2 playing 9 is a tough position to be in.
Draw.
Yeah, it is.
Laurie, it looked like she was favoring the hero angle raise double for 2.
I don't know how much more weight.
Both shots extremely difficult. I would say the draw is probably a higher percentage, though. You might be able to spill off the one that's in the top of the 8.
Yeah, just like Ontario did last time.
Yeah.
You just roll in and give up a single.
Yeah. Just go into the 9th and down 2. You got to score 2 and then steal, or try for 3 and 9. It's still not a great position on the scoreboard.
No.
Okay.
Couple good things with this calls. They know this shot. That's all, everybody's played this over and over again. And
We need more
just
weight
recently.
that one.
Okay.
I had 45 on that.
Wow.
So give us more than that. Just a little more.
It's just she's a little unsure of speed because she was convinced she threw a nice stone last time and it just didn't carry.
Feels light to me.
I don't think so. Top 4. Line's good.
T-line.
Easy. T's good.
Looks good.
Easy
Curl.
line. T. Back 4. Close.
Just T.
Yep. Straight. Yep. Straight. Hard up. Hard up. T. Hard up.
Riley.
Hard up. T back 4.
Weagle, here we go. Got him by that one. Can you get this one too? No. Oh dear. And they've tapped it up. And it will be a steal of 2 for Ontario here in 8. You're right, she wasn't sure. We thank you if you have called and made a donation to the Sandra Schmerler Foundation on this telethon day in honor of the 3-time Canadian, 3-time world and Olympic gold medalist. Welcome back to Thunder Bay, Fort William Gardens, and our featured game. Two are over. The center sheets are still busy.
Kira.
Kathy keeping her eye on Manitoba Laws against Nova Scotia Black as we watch Inglis, Ontario, Quebec, Saint Georges. And a steal of 2 puts Ontario up 7-4 as we go to the 9th. And once again, Quebec with Last Rock. They have the hammer playing the Yellowstones.
Strange, and as Joanne says, it's a whiplash this game, and with Emily making that unbelievable clearing shot, and they end up with 3 corner guards, nothing down the middle. You thought they might set up Quebec for a couple, and next thing you know, it's a steal of 2. The one clearing shot caught something, hit it dead on, and then some beautiful shots by Kira Brunton, and it was a steal of 2.
Really curling.
Hard to predict.
Yeah, that works. Good. Good. It's just not on the center.
Do you like choking a corner? Pardon? Do you like choking a corner? I don't mind. It's not a fun path to play, though.
I think this one.
That's the only thing.
I don't love that.
Which one do you like?
I think we choked this one.
I prefer doing that.
I don't.
Just because it doesn't seem to be a great path. Okay. Okay. I don't like a guard.
Can we ever take?
Whatever you think. Okay.
Okay. Speed should be nice.
Speed should be pretty good. Yeah, we're going
guard
right
makes
through
0
the center.
cents with a 3-point lead.
15.
Yeah, with that rock in the back forefoot, you kind of want to get one better. Get one top, bite top 4, full 4.
Like it.
Keep Quebec busy in the middle there.
Back
Calissa Daly.
Whoa. Close, Kira. Back 8.
Back
Kira.
8.
Kira.
Back 8, back 12 still.
Straight. We need it.
Back line. Back line.
Straight.
Oh.
Okay.
Tried the audible.
13-3.
Okay. Hit roll.
And through it goes. Didn't miss by much.
No.
Shoot. Felt full speed for you, right?
It's close. Hair slow.
55? Okay.
All right, let's update what's going on in Sheet B. And it's it just appears that Nova Scotia has a draw for 2.
Well, they do. There were a lot of rocks in play. Caitlin opened up the front accidentally on her first. That allowed Christina Black to hit to line 3. They tried the triple. They got the double, they being Team Laws. And so there is one lonely stone in play. So looking for the paint for the second point.
Whoa. Line's fine.
Line's good. Around that. Heavy clean. That's doing it.
15-3. Okay, good job, guys. Real nice, too.
Laws coming off a win over Kate Cameron earlier today, 12-3, and then we saw what Cameron did tonight to Newfoundland and Labrador.
Oh my God, I hope that's not a
While
card.
Black dropped the game to Scoffin in her debut, giving up 3 to the young skip from Whitehorse to lose 9-8.
Better ad. I agree.
Here we go. You've got one behind the tee line which helps Quebec, and they've got 2 corner guards.
You're a little surprised Danielle decided to peel that rock. Russ, to me, there's 3 guards in play. You can't get rid of them all. It actually helps Quebec. It opens up the forefoot. You're up by 3. You don't love the idea of drawing with one of yours behind the tee line, but I think you kind of had to there if you're Ontario.
No question.
Sit, baby, sit.
Should be some pebble over there somewhere.
Get him. Everything.
Just a reminder, there's the number to call. You can also go online. Tomorrow is Family Day. That's why you get to stay up late. I wondered. There we are. Yeah, now you found us. How are you? Good.
Close. Clean. Clean, yeah. Yep. Clean. Clean. Just clean. Just clean. Nice shot. Really nice. Great out. Great out. Good call. Nice shot. Thanks. Very nice.
I mean, we could. Jamie, on prend les là aussi, mais. Other one.
Maybe like around the corner, but up to you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's getting late enough.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You got to, if you're going to try for your 3, 2 would be nice, but 3's certainly what you're trying to do. Get around now. Can they get enough curl here? That's the secret.
Clean.
There's nice finish coming to the middle on this side, so I would assume to the wing should get some curl as well.
Line only. Line's good. Back 4. Back 8.
Curl if you can.
It'll die.
Still T. Back 4.
It's perfect.
Back 4.
Well, gotta be shot on this one.
Good shot, Jamie.
Good shot, Jamie.
Very good throw.
I think she's had a terrific game so
She
far.
really has.
Particularly late.
Yes.
We're hacked. Never hit the
Great
open one.
finesse draws. It set up a 1 deuce and then beautiful hit and roll another end.
Okay.
Still see a chunk of it.
You got it.
Throw the right weight here, and you know, like you have to miss narrow if you're going to miss. So maybe like a control weight. If you fracture off the corner guard, you roll into the paint.
Kira Brunton as we play third stones here in the 9th. The Groot. Daly really going here. Here comes that corner, and they are all over it. And it rolls to the center. Shot rock, still behind cover. Belongs to Ontario. Quebec with last rock.
Try and make that double.
Kind of worked.
I can maybe
With the red double.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been a little cuter.
Do we have to play this now? Okay. I like it the other way though.
Yeah, can you double and roll onto the rings?
I think if you hit it towards the center line side, you can.
It's either that or you draw for now.
And then you're just putting more stuff in the way when you have to make the double after.
Run.
This is the spot where everyone has missed wide. It's deadly straight.
Firm. Okay. You got it.
You got it.
Even if you miss the double and just roll onto the rings, that's still a pretty good result.
Yeah, roll buried. Yeah, good idea.
Any worry about a jam on that stone back 12 foot at the 4 o'clock?
Shouldn't be that far off.
Okay.
There. Where's that gonna go?
Okay.
Okay. That's too bad.
And the top one's not in, I don't believe.
Just had to throw it harder.
Yeah, they were looking to play it the other way. They're trying to go across the face.
That's the problem with these pop releases nowadays, in my humble opinion. That little outward motion is nice when you get 6 feet of curl, but on this type of surface, you're better to just throw it square or just have a soft release because it's not going anywhere. It would be really hard to throw a takeout, an 8-second takeout narrow on this ice. Just any hint of an outward motion, and it's 5 inches wide at the far end.
There with board, and you get a little roll in. Okay. Trust that it's not going to go crazy. Yeah, nose is fine. Yep. Board.
Okay.
Little roll in. Nose is good too.
Yep. You got it. What you thinking?
I was just thinking if it was max, but I think it's good.
I think
like
it's good.
this
Yeah.
before.
Let's make it. Board weight right at her.
Board.
Board.
Whoa. Off, please. Close cast.
Board.
Not a lick yet. Here we go.
Chose the right weight. Should come up.
Hard cast. Hard. Go, 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 go.
You got it.
Hang around.
Sit.
And does. But it is the third shot.
It might not matter because how do you get that red one out and save the yellow?
Cross center, like you see. Yep.
So you're just going to ignore everything here and try to get the old-fashioned deuce with the skipper.
Okay.
You took more ice?
Yeah, because like we wanted to cross center on my guards, you remember?
Okay.
And like it really took off. I think we need
weren't
more
cleaning
ice.
that at all, though.
I know, but
Okay.
I do think it's curling more.
Okay.
Looks like a lot, though.
And we can finish it.
Yeah,
it's just a
but
wider
Lori
pass,
hasn't had any shortage of curl on her draws, so whether it's how she's throwing it, how her rocks are running, she's definitely getting more movement on hers. I don't think they moved her rocks around, so they just have to play with it at this point. Trying to go top 4 here, get some separation.
But just
It's good.
We're close.
55% on her draws, so
Bit of room right now.
has to find the magic now. Really hasn't had it.
Lise. Top 8, top 12. Hard, Lise. Gotta go. Come on. Hard, Lise.
Wow. Numbers sometimes don't lie.
It's not dragging.
All right, let's go over and check in on laws against black.
Christina Black went around the one guard that was in play, and in trying to chase her, Caitlin wrecked on the guard. That allowed Nova Scotia to split the house. They're trying to force and get last rock coming home.
Keep going. Good. Nice. One red.
And one it is. To even it up, and that all-important hammer will be long to Nova Scotia.
Double center, yeah.
Yeah, double corner. But the
thing is, we're not going to throw a corner this time.
Yeah.
We'll come in.
We'll let you know the line.
Yeah. Speed's good.
Yeah.
Maybe a hair fresher out here.
Yeah.
I think so. Just a bit.
Yeah, keep your heads up once we get to a better path.
Yeah.
Too, right?
Similar to your draw for 2.
Yeah.
It really is a curious thing when you just don't have that feel.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel sorry for St. George.
Whoa. Easy.
Yeah, I am questioning her rocks.
Yeah, and
you know, sorry, Chris, but the first end she threw them both to the same spot. They ran nice, but since then there's been a huge amount of question marks. Sometimes with a rock that has a sharp edge on it, the teeth will come out in the fresh path.
Mm-hmm. That didn't go very far either.
Oh, okay. So let me ask you something. Yeah, you got to go a long way, I guess. But I was thinking, are they looking at, can you move that red enough? Would you ever try a really long split on one of those up top for a 2, or is that impossible? Am I looking at?
It's hard to get closer than that.
Don't think you can.
Nothing?
I think it's just a little too high.
All right.
Kind of have to try something for 2 here, though, don't you, Russ?
Can you not just chip that red one sideways?
Plante là-dedans, right?
You kind of got to run it like
this. Just
only have to move it 4 inches.
Que mon shooter roule.
I think you're...
How do you get there then?
Come and see it.
Yeah, that's the problem
Yeah,
with these.
well, you could cross the face. It's not easy. Just a back line, cross the face.
I think this is harder probably than this.
It's just that you're
whatever you want to throw.
out there. The
Lori.
weight is so hard, like nothing is sliding.
I know. But it's just like I have to plant this here.
Right.
Whatever you want to
I
throw.
kind of need to throw like board at this. Like if I throw this with a lot of rotation.
Whichever one you think is easier. I like both.
If you prefer this, let's play that. We're just using time.
They're talking about this also with like a board weight, and you have to stick that, of course, and hope that rolls into this type of area. That's your 90-degree angle, but the speed has to be dead on. You could come down here. I don't think you can do it with the out turn. It's close. You might be able to because it's pretty straight, or you can come down with the in turn and just move that over a little bit, just with a backline weight and roll into this area. Extremely tough shot, but one's not enough.
Yeah, the problem is with, I don't think the inside out is there for the light little
tip.
tap. I think you got to play in turn.
Yeah. What kind of weight are you thinking? Because you could.
Back.
Yeah.
Back line.
Just through. Okay.
I need probably more rotation.
Yeah. Yep.
They are going to give the out turn a try here.
We'll find out.
It
How's
is.
that look?
I think it's just there.
Yeah.
Because you need a little bit of
we
weight.
just have to go for it, right?
Okay.
We'll see.
How much weight?
Back line.
Okay.
It needs to feel like heavy hack out of your hand. Everything's
Yeah, it's
coming
pretty
down.
slow over there. It's that's what's happening. It's really tightening up.
20.
Is it easier with intern?
You gotta go, Lori.
throw,
We're done
Lori.
in 2 minutes.
Yeah, the clock is also a factor. You see there, they still have an end to play. Compared to the 6 minutes in the pocket of Ontario.
Light. Back line. Weight's
It's
good.
got to curl. It's got to curl a ton.
Got to get off those stones that are in front here. And this is trying to help this over. Emily Riley. Get it over. Get it off that one. Can you save it there? No. But they may get a break here. No, they don't get that either. So it's a steal of 1 for sure. And that's what it is. Ontario will pick up a single here in 9. They've stolen the last 3 points
Try, Lori.
to extend their lead. It's now 8-4 Ontario.
It's a hard shot.
Desperate times for Quebec as they've given up. Look at that. The steal of 2 in 8, a steal of 1 in 9. Now Ontario leads 8-4, but Quebec does have the last rock, playing the Yellowstones. Ontario has pitched theirs to the bumper, their lead stones. Corners have gone up from Lisa Weigel and Quebec. And another one
Got it.
was a daily.
Got it.
It's not very sweepable anymore. You think it's slower?
Yeah, just keep your extension.
Really? Okay.
The side sheets are done. Those games are over. Wins by Cameron from Manitoba, 15-4 over Newfoundland and Labrador's
You gotta go line though.
Godsland, and
Only if we have to.
the 4-time Canadian champion Carrie Anerson, 10-2 over Bailey Scoffin of Yukon.
This has to slow down.
Yeah. Okay.
And boy.
Team Quebec is down to a little over 2 minutes left of thinking time, so Emily might have been just trying to throw fast, and sometimes you slide fast too when that happens.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
It's a skill front ends work on, is being able to do their pre-shot routine and be ready to throw, but to do it quickly.
Clean. Yep. 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 Hard. Yep. 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 Yep.
Nice shot. Really nice throw. That's so sneaky. Thanks.
Running out of time, and Stones, Quebec here in the 10th.
Give it to us. Okay.
Felt light.
Not a big kick on that one.
Line's good.
Tight.
Straight.
Close. 2.5.
Okay, you gotta be tight. Curl. Whoa, whoa. Good. Good, Straight heel.
Well, it started out as they just took punches at each other. Quebec with the hammer scored 2. Ontario replied with 3, and then we had 3 blanks in 4 ends before Ontario found their footing. It's the steals, though, of 2 and 8 and 1 and 9, the difference. And then, of course, a 52% draw number for Saint George, which was her problem. The game story brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995.
That beautiful draw for 2 that Danielle made, I think in the 7th there really changed things around, because that all of a sudden put them up on the head control. It forced Quebec to be a little more aggressive. Things didn't pan out the next end. Then they were in big trouble.
Honestly, Russ, I felt until that point Quebec had the momentum during the game, and it was just a huge swing.
Weight's pretty close, actually.
Need space.
Needs to curl, needs to curl. Curl, curl, curl.
Doesn't get any easier for Quebec either, as you saw there, will play Carrie Anerson, the 4-time Canadian champion.
Good throw.
While Inglis will play Caitlin Laws, currently on the ice in a 6-6 tie against Nova Scotia. And Nova Scotia has the last rock there.
Clean. Clean. Whoa, whoa. Clean. 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 Nice shot. Nice.
Well played game by Kira. Nowhere to hide.
Nice pair, girl. Good shots.
Yep, they all need to count at this point.
I like it.
Make sure we shot well.
You just
I think
need to
we're there.
bite.
Like a biter. It's ideal. Weight's close.
Weight's really close.
I want to lose it.
Can you curl?
We're
No,
there.
we're there, we're there. Full 12.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Needs to die.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Jamie.
Okay.
Good throws, sorry.
Make them go away.
Sinking into it.
Just make one go away.
That's okay.
Like the choice of turn here, Russ. We saw some out turns float and actually some flashes from Ontario earlier this game.
Yeah, you normally want to
You got
play a
it.
hit on the
Like
straight
you're throwing
side, but
over.
it's
Yeah.
too straight. Yeah, good point.
A little bit of movement here.
Yep. Clean. Just clean.
Danielle
Clean.
Inglis with a chance to end it.
Clean. Nice.
And that will work, as she'll get rid of 1 and pick up the win. Ontario will improve their record to 2-1 with the loss. The first, Quebec is also 2-1. Make the final. Ontario wins at 8-4 over Quebec.
Good job, guys.
Let's try that again.
So one game remains on the ice. It's right next door on sheet B.
But I don't know if that's if I'm here.
Manitoba Laws against Black of Nova Scotia, both at 1-1, Kathy, and tied at 6. Timeout right now for Nova Scotia.
We could chase.
Well, that
yeah,
red stone
right.
that you see in the house, that was Caitlin Laws' first stone. I listened in on the discussion. They wanted to go back deeper, hoping that Christina might follow them and they could freeze to it. But they just got it by. It's at the front. They talked about playing down to it. Christina also talked about wanting to go in the open in the forefoot, knowing that Caitlin would have to play it and then she might have a hit for the win.
30.
If you're going to go open like this, which is a good idea, put it in a spot that you know for your next shot, which is a wide open hit. Because as you say, Kathy, Caitlin has to do something with it. The only danger here is if you're T-line or something in a well-placed freeze. Then if you blast it out of there, Caitlin's got a saber there.
I like it.
But the only other option was play the run back.
Top 8. Easy, Carly. Easy, Carly. Let me know. Full 8 straight.
Now, yep. This is still precise, though. If you're top 12, Caitlin's coming around.
Yeah, if you're behind T-line, you're not happy.
Okay, we're actually okay. We're actually okay. Whoa, whoa. Top 8. Not behind the team. Easy. Side of the 4 is okay.
Stop. Stop.
Sit. Pretty good.
Stop.
15 good. Really nice.
Good spot.
Good, Tina.
Goodbye.
That's like there with that. There's like board.
And one of the things that Selena said before Caitlin threw her first is we want her to have to shoot against 2.
Slow fingers.
And with the nose hit, that's exactly what they'll do.
Yeah, because Caitlin was going to throw with her first on a center guard.
Yes.
And then they had a little powwow and decided, no, let's bury one now. You're right, and it's a really good idea. Sit to 2.
Like that ice for board?
Yeah. You got her, Caitlin.
Do you want Nova Scotia to draw, or do you want her to hit against 2? Because you could roll this out a little bit.
A little outward flop might make her think. You always want your opposition to have to think.
Yeah.
Solid
Easy,
board.
easy.
No.
Curl Joss.
Really got to curl, Joss.
Really gotta go. Really gotta go, Josh.
Hard, Joss.
Do we roll? Push.
Keep going.
Oh, dear.
Right out.
Not going to face 2, is she?
Like
Boy, if we had a nickel for how many hits were missed wide tonight.
Close. Sorry, guys.
Nothing's changed. It's a little faster in this path, right?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah, nothing's changed. Yeah, give us very much the same.
A little bit less than that.
You give us a little bit less. I don't mind less. Yep.
Like a 40, right?
Yeah, 35, I have 30 on that one.
No, I know, but
Good piece of the
40 on
8-foot is what you need.
In this spot.
Yeah, 35, same release.
Full 8 for the win.
Exact same throw she just made.
Trying to bounce back after that loss earlier today to UConn, and
We're close. No.
Bailey scoffing when she gave up 3 in 10. Full 8-foot for the win.
Curling a bit now.
No.
Carly Everest,
Right off, Carly.
Jen Baxter, full 8. Oh, gotta find the brakes here. And trying to draw it back, Laws. It will grind in the slide path.
Didn't it?
Nervous it was, but Black will get the win. 7-6 is your final. And with that, Nova Scotia, ranked number 4 in Canada, moves to 2-1. The Laws team, they're number 5 in the country. They will drop to 1-2. And that completes the Sunday night. Day 3 of play at this year's Scotties in Thunder Bay.
The 2025 Scotties Tournament of Hearts is presented by Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by Home Hardware. Here's how.
Donations to the Sandra Schmirler Foundation. You can still make donations online at sandraschmirler.org, all in support of neonatal care across the country. Time for a few autographs as well. Ontario picks up the win over Quebec and Saint-Georges. So, with the play in Pool B, top of the table is Anderson, followed by Cameron, Black, Inglis, Saint-Georges, all 2-1. Still have two winless teams. Meanwhile, in Pool A, just the reigning champions, Holman at 3-0. The surprise, and I'm sure the disappointment to many here in Thunder Bay, is that the hometown team, Krista McCarville, is winless so far. As we head into Monday, Family Day in many of the provinces. And tomorrow, Kathy and Brian at 9 a.m. Eastern will have all Alberta. Selena Sturmey against Kayla Skirlin. Again, 9 a.m. tomorrow on Family Day as we continue with our coverage from here in Thunder Bay. Thank you again for all your donations to the Sandra Schmirler Foundation. And we look forward to seeing you tomorrow as our coverage continues. It is the Canadian Women's Curling Championship, better known as the Scotties Tournament of Hearts. And it's all right here on Canada's sports leader, TSN.